Hey, what's up, guys? It's your Andrew Santowski. I'm giving you my quick predictions for UFC Fight Night Holloway versus Rodriguez. It takes place today, Saturday, November 13th, 2021, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. So it starts in a couple hours. So I'm going to give you my quick predictions. It's a sneaky good card, man. I really thought the card was falling apart. But with the fights that remain, I think it's kind of a sneaky good card, man. Honestly, I'm kind of excited by most of the fights on this card. So yeah, there was a lot of fights that fell out. But the main event is absolute fireworks, man. Serious title fight, featherweight title fight implications on the line here between Max Holloway and Yair Rodriguez. You'd have to think the winner is clearly next in line to fight Alexander Volkanovski for the featherweight belt. And man, I am looking forward to that, man. Yair returning after 2 years, way too long. Max Holloway hasn't fought in almost a year. I can't wait, man. Great fight, and I'm really looking forward to who fights Volk. But starting off the card is a light heavyweight fight between Kennedy Nzechukwu against Da Young Jung. And let's take a look at the betting odds here. Betting odds currently on 5 dimes. Da Young Jung is currently at minus 112. Comeback on Kennedy Nzechukwu is plus 102. So it's a pick'em fight, guys. Slight lean to Jung. Jung opened up as a much bigger favorite here. I was originally on Jung. I don't like the fact that, like I said, I don't really know a whole lot about both of these guys. I haven't watched enough of their fights in the UFC. Like I said, I know they have been around for a while. He beat William Knight, which is a good win. Back in April, draw with Sam Elvey, which looks bad. I think he gassed out. But he's undefeated, man. He's undefeated in the UFC. And it's nice to see a South Korean fighter, man. They got some really good fighters over there. Kennedy Nzechukwu, he had a bad loss to Paul Craig earlier in his UFC career. But he's been on a nice 3-fight win streak since then. Knocked out Carlos Olberg, beat Darko Stojic, Danilo Marquez, who's underrated as a light heavyweight. So he's getting a step up in competition here against Jung. And Kennedy Nzechukwu, I know, as far as in the MMA betting community, he's a popular underdog pick this week. And I've switched my pick. I'm gonna pick Kennedy Nzechukwu by first round TKO, but I wouldn't be surprised if Jung won a decision here or anything like that. But I'm gonna side with Kennedy here. Next up, lightweight fighters Mark Diakiese against Rafael Alves. I think Rafael Alves originally came into the UFC as a featherweight. Couldn't make the limit here. I think he had some personal problems going on. As you can see, he was scheduled to fight Triziano and Sabatini. Couldn't make it. There was some personal issues going on. Came back at lightweight, fought a tough Damir Ismagulov. You know how good Damir is. He lost, but he put up a heck of a fight there against Damir, who was coming off a long layoff himself. Now he's going up against Mark Diakiese. And Mark Diakiese, man, had so much UFC hype at one point, man. He's had an up-and-down UFC career, man. He's still an exciting fighter, man. If you give this guy any type of range, he will kick. Lands a lot of flashing stuff, man. Lost to Rafael Fiziev his last fight. He was a pretty sizable favorite there. I was on Fiziev in that fight. That was in July 2020, man. So long ago, man. So he hasn't been active. No shame in losing to Fiziev, man. He has beat some really good guys, though, man. He beat Duffy, beat Venata. But like I said, he went on a tough stretch here, man. He lost to Close, Hooker, and Nasrat. But, he started off his UFC career, beating Lucas Ayeski, Frankie Perez, Timu Pakalan. So, he is an exciting guy to have on the UFC roster. I think I'm going to side with Elvis here, man. I think this is going to be a tough fight back in 4-4. Maybe Diakiese just outclasses him. But Rafael Elvis is a dog, man. Very well-rounded. Good training camp. I'm going to side with Elvis here by decision. But a finish by either guy will not surprise me. Courtney Casey against Lyanna Jojo. Casey, another fighter, has had an up-and-down UFC career. Tough 2-fight losing streak. I guess she's back with MMA Lab, which is good. That's a great training camp, so I am happy to see that. I'm going to side with Casey here against the Georgian. Lyanna Jojo. She's on a 1-fight losing streak here. Lost to Miranda Maverick. No shame in that. She's a tough fighter. Beat Diana Belbita by armbar, but she was an underdog, I believe. She was a pretty sizable underdog. Plus 175. Yeah, lost to Sierra Morass, which is a bad loss. Should be an exciting fight here, but I'm gonna side with Casey here. Sean Woodson against Colin Anglin. Sean Woodson's definitely gonna want to keep this fight standing. Colin Anglin's gonna want to get this to the ground. This is another great featherweight fight, man. I'm going to take Sean Woodson here to pick up his second, to go on a 2-fight win streak here. He's coming off a nice win over Yusuf Zalal in a tough fight. And I'm going to pick him here to beat Colin Anglin. So my pick here will be Woodson. Cynthia Calvillo against Andrea Lee. Two women kind of at a crossroads in the women's flyweight division. If Calvillo can ever get back down to strawweight, I think she'd really be better off there. But, she's lost 2 straight, I think, to Chukagian and Andrade. And no shame in that, man. Those are two of the toughest fighters in the women's flyweight division. Nice win over Jessica Ai in the main event. Jessica Ai just looked horrible in that fight. It was really a lackluster main event. That was in June of 2020. Man, I want to forget about that. But Andrea Lee, she's coming off a nice win over Valentina's sister, Anatina. And but she was on a 3-fight skid before that, so it's an important fight for both women, man. It really is. I'm gonna side with Calvillo here to get back on her winning ways. Thiago Moises against Joelle Alvarez. Joelle Alvarez is going to have to move to welterweight, man. 2 weight misses is just unacceptable. He's just a big guy. He's 6'3", man. He's kind of got no business making 155 here. So he's going to have to move up. I do like Alvarez, great fighter, man. But, man, your physique is filling out, man. There's no shame in moving up a weight class. You're 6'3". Thiago Moises coming off a main event loss to Islam Makhachev. And, he's looking at, keep top 15 status or hang around that top 15. So, hey, the UFC's throwing him a bounce back fight here. Joelle Alvarez has potential, great length, great submission ability, great boxing. I'm going to side with Alvarez here. Not really confident. I just don't like the reach disadvantage and all that Moises has going against him here in the Alvarez matchup. But if Moises can get takedowns and just control time, I can see him pulling off the win. I mean, he is a big favorite here. But I'm going to side with Alvarez here by decision. But like I said, a finish for Alvarez won't surprise me. But Moises is a great fighter, man. And I look forward to whoever wins this fight. Next up, 2 surging bantamweight fighters. Arce, I think, has only fought at bantamweight once. Former featherweight Yadong Song. Just coming off a nice win over Casey Kenny, man. This guy deserves some respect. And, Song is the slight favorite here. I'm going to go with Arce here by decision. Should be a striker's delight. But it won't surprise me one bit if Song wins this fight. Man, another banger of a fight, man. Welterweight division, Miguel Baeza against Chaos Williams. Chaos Williams, man, he's been a buzzsaw ever since he entered the UFC. And Baeza, he's coming off a tough loss to Santiago Ponzinibbio. No shame in that. I'm going to side with Baeza here. If he's smart, he can take the takedown, get takedowns and control time. Like I said, trains with Covington at MMA Masters. Chaos Williams, great fighter, man. To stay standing, man, I could definitely see it favoring Chaos, or I can see it being a really close fight. We're going to take a look at the betting odds. I believe this is a really close fight. Let's see. Yeah, Baeza is currently a minus 145. Favorite on 5 dimes. Come back on Williams plus 135. So it's a close fight, guys. I'm going to slightly lean towards Baeza. Will not shock me if Chaos wins this fight, though. Next up, women's featherweight division. Not really looking forward to this. Felicia Spencer against Legolets, and Spencer coming off a loss to Norma Dumont. No shame in that. We've seen how good of a fighter Dumont is. I think Dumont's a pretty good featherweight fighter. Legolets, don't know too much about her. Hasn't fought since 2018 on the finale. So, don't really know what to expect from her. I think Felicia Spencer is a pretty sizable favorite here. I'm going to side with Spencer by decision, but hey, nothing will shock me. Next up, we have the co-main event, which I think is kind of weird, but it's two big boys in the heavyweight division. Ben Rothball against Marcos Rogerio De Lima, who's a former light heavyweight. I was originally leaning Rothball here. Both guys are in the later stage of their career. I'm going to side with Rogerio De Lima. I think, man, if he can really get that low kick going and really affect Ben's movement, it could be his fight. You know, the shortcomings of De Lima has normally been his ground game and him gassing out. But if he can control his pace, hurt Rothball, limit Rothball's movement, I could see De Lima picking up a decision here. You know, but he is heavy-handed. Both are heavy-handed, but the pick here will be De Lima. Next up, man, I've been looking forward to this fight for so long. I was looking forward to this in July when it was supposed to happen. Max Holloway against Yair Rodriguez. I think Max Holloway can go down as the greatest featherweight of all time if he can get over that Volkanovski hump. If he can pick up at least one win over Volk. I mean, this guy's got a record that's impeccable, man. You know, no shame in losing to Poirier up at lightweight and that. But, man, this guy's just, what he's done at featherweight has just been absolutely amazing, man. And the volume output he put on Kelvin Kattar last January was something to behold, man. Yair Rodriguez hasn't fought in 2 years, always had a bunch of potential, man, but this is put up or shut up as far as reaching the upper echelon of the division. Man, Yair's capable of ending this at any time. Holloway's a 7-1 favorite, which is very disrespectful to Yair. I'm going to side with Holloway here by third round TKO. Maybe Yair gets off early, but, man, Holloway, I think, is just going to start putting some big volume on Yair, man, and I don't know if Yair can take 5 rounds of that, so I'm going to side with Holloway here by TKO. These are my picks, guys. Thanks for joining me. Hope you guys enjoy these fights as much as I do today. Bye.